I wanted to record. Okay. All right. So, um, back to what I was saying. I apologize because I've had to switch several platforms in order to get this information out. And it is imperative that this information comes out because of the simple fact that um I just feel like it needs to be shared because there are people out here in this universe or in this universe because we are the law of unity, whatever. Anyway, I digress. The message is that you have to learn how to discern. You have to learn how to identify energies. And that is important, especially if you are an empath, because as an empath, you feel everything. Like you feel everything. You feel everybody's energy. You feel or you can read energy in that sense. So when you read energy, it's kind of the same as feeling energy. However, for individuals who have this particular gift, it is important to understand that you have to identify what are your own personal feelings and your energy and what are the feelings of those other people or individuals in your energy. And so when you are extremely hurt or have been extremely traumatized or have experienced something that just broke you to some degree, it took you to an extremely dark, low, vile place. Like you've gone to the depths of hell within yourself. You've gone to the darkest of the dark, the deepest of the deep of yourself. You've experienced and you explored your inner being to the point where as though there was no light and you had to find your way out of the darkness. That is important. And I say that because not many people or other people can do that. They cannot find their way out of the darkness. And the darkness is when you consume yourself. You've consumed yourself with so much thoughts, ideas, inspirations, attitudes, behaviors, spirits, energies, entities, people, like just everybody else's shit besides your own. You crowd your thoughts, you crowd your mind, you crowd your energy. Then not only do you crowd your energy, you crowd your space, you crowd everything there is to know about you to the point where as though you lose yourself in the midst of the chaos. And so you have to learn how to discern energy. And in doing that, that means you have to face every single thing that you've allowed to be put into or inside of your vessel. For your vessel is your temple. Your body is your temple. And what you put into your temple is what comes out of your temple, or in essence affects what you're able to produce or push out of your temple, or show up, or how you show up in the world, in essence of putting your energetic footprint on the planet. Now, this is important because the more authentic you are with yourself, meaning the more truthful you are with yourself, the more understanding you are of yourself, the more compassionate you are of yourself, the more real you are with yourself, about yourself, and like really having like those deep conversations with yourself and building a true relationship and friendship with yourself, the better the relationships and friendships you will actually have outside of you. It is important to focus your energy on positive things. So like when you at home and you're not around other individuals or other people, you have to make some kind of time for yourself. You have to be in tune with yourself to some degree. Have a conversation, color, paint, whatever it is that helps you be you and just express yourself how you deem fit. Do it. Do it to the fullness of your ability. And don't shame yourself for just truly, honestly being you. The more time you spend alone with yourself, the better you get to know yourself, the better you get to learn, the better you get to understand. And as you begin to learn and grow and understand yourself, then you'll be able to better understand, live, and know and relate to the people and individuals around you, because you will begin to attract individuals that are either like you or similar to you or are on the same path or same journey or same lesson or same modality or same wavelength, thought process, just movement. Whatever person that's on that same frequency as you, you guys are going to move the same. You guys are going to gel. You're going to mesh to a degree. And you guys, if they're truly authentic and they're truly like you, then they also have that growth um, expectation or that growth mentality or that mindset, personality, understanding, connotation, whatever it is. They have this growth mentality about themselves. And when you are on the path of individuals that are the same as you will attract individuals that are similar to you. However, some of them or most of them will have a different lesson or a different journey or a different experience or a different idea or perspective about something that you yourself have gone through. And the thing is, it's like you guys will vibe because their lesson, even though it may have been the same circumstance situation, their perspective on it might have been different, or their vantage point might have been different, or the lesson that they needed to learn at that point in time in their life or their soul's journey, was prevalent to them at that point in time. So they developed a different perspective or understanding or ideology of said situation or said experience. Now, we all experience similar or close to the same things, with the exception of how we ingest that experience. So, what that means is that when you ingest an experience, that means how you, I was going to say digress. How you, is not digress, digest, thank you. It's how you digest information, meaning how you receive information. Not everybody receives information the same way, which is why in schools they tell teachers to teach children um, multi-statically. I'm maybe making up a word, but I don't know why that just came to me. Multi-statically, and what I mean in that sense, if this is a made up word, which I don't believe it is, but what I mean in that sense is that I said modalities, pretty much that's the same thing. You teach a person or teach a child the same thing multiple different ways with multiple different manipulatives or multiple different um modalities. Yeah. So like you can teach them how to write it. You might write it on paper. You might show them a picture. You might let them physically touch it. So texture and color and things of that nature, they come into play. Everybody experiences something different. And then when they experience these different things, it affects their bodies differently too. So like when you see a certain color, it might make you happy. When you see some certain color, it might make you sad. Or if you smell a certain flower, it might bring back a certain memory about a grandmother or aunt or a cousin or a family member or a loved one, right? These are triggers that exist inside of you. And these triggers are important because these triggers help you to understand and know how to operate and function your body. And not everybody's body functions the same, which is back to the point of what I was trying to make in the first place, is that everybody's body reacts and responds differently to different stimuli. And because that happens when you come into contact or into connection with people that are similar like frequencies, you guys will tend to mesh to a degree. However, there'll be little quirky things about that person that they might do differently than you. And you're like, oh, I like that. Or you guys might get into a conversation, they might say something, you're like, oh, you know what, I felt the same way in this regard. However, this is what I did, this, da, da, da. And you guys might actually start to build on to each other's programming or build on to each other's understanding or build on to each other's journeys or expand each other's horizons or expand each other's perspectives or mind frames or understandings or perceptions of the stimuli or the situation or circumstance in which they had experienced at that point in time prior to the experience in which they're experiencing it now. And that was a lot. And I know I said that fast, but it is important for me to say it. And it is important because when you begin to understand and learn and know yourself, you also get to learn and know and understand other people. However, you're also experiencing yourself and these other people and different facets and different avenues because you're now opening doors to yourself to give yourself permission to try these things or to experience these new things. And it's not always easy to open new doors for yourself because a lot of times we have filled our energy or filled ourselves, our mental selves up, our physical selves up, our spiritual selves up with nonsense. And I do mean nonsense, drama, gossiping, gluttony, um, distraction, defeat, fear, doubt. Like you fill yourself up with all this shit all the time, and you have to learn how to turn it off. And you have to learn how to reset, regroup, and let it go. And the only way to do that is to recognize what is real and what is not, what matters and what does not matter, what is important and what is not important, what is a priority and what is not a priority. Like, and then like understanding your priorities, because depending on your role as a person in this world, be it a parent, a teacher, a friend, a cousin, a daughter, a mother, a aunt, a cousin, a uncle, whatever, niece, nephews. Now I said it all from a feminine perspective because I am a female. However, you get the gist of it. You wear many hats already. You have many facets. I said facets, facets to you. And having these facets to you is important because it helps you understand who you are. And the more facets you have, the deeper you also are allowed to get within yourself and within your growth and within your experiences here on this planet. You have to be willing to do the work. You cannot be afraid to face your true self. You can't be afraid to face your shadow. You can't be afraid to face the trickster spirit and the anonymous ones and the gangsters and the pranksters and the phone. You have to be able to face it all, the confrontation and all, and still maintain your cool. And that is when you have extreme emotional um acuity. And not everybody gets there. It takes time. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. It's practice. And you get this practice through experiences. When I say, baby, I haven't been tested, baby. Ooh. Some parents, I say parents. I guess it was some parents. Some parents, a parent, I'm going to say it like that, a parent, took me to a place that I did not want to go. And it was imperative for me to understand the severity of the situation, because at the same time, it was like, I ain't no punk neither. You feel me? Like, you're not about to press and be in my face. But at the same time, like, I'm not pressing it in your face. I don't have to. I don't have to flex like that. I'm not like that. And when people say I'm not built like that, like, I'm not built like that. I don't want to be built like that. I don't want to be a heart big, gorilla bitch. Like, no, I'm not. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be, like, no. I don't. However, understanding no don't stop to me. Because I'm not the one, the two, or the motherfucker three, as people and individuals say. And you have to mean that with sincerity. And when you say that, you have to stand on business. Meaning, I don't have to lower or degrade myself to match your energy. I can match your energy in a high vibrational tone by standing my ground and being my true, authentic self. People don't like it. You don't even have to swing a punch. Just be yourself. Like, I'm not a punk. I've never been a punk. You're not about to punk me. Like, in the hood slang of terminology. I'm not. However, at the same time, I'm not a hood rat. I'm not ghetto. Like, these terminologies that are used to describe people is insane. And I don't agree with it. And I'm not that. Like, that's not who or where I want to be with my energy. Like, I don't like that type of energy, because it's a misinterpretation or misrepresentation of your strength and your power. It's like a cop out. It's like it's like an intimidation tactic. And a lot of times what I've understood and learned from that is it's a tactic to protect yourself. It's a defense mechanism. And I, for one, personally don't want to always want to feel like I have to walk around on the defense. And then my defense doesn't have to present that way. Like, I can defend myself without having to defend myself in that manner or that way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can still defend myself. Sometimes not saying nothing and walking away is enough defense. I don't have to fight all these battles. I don't have to show up to every war, because I got Goonies. And when I say Goonies, I'm not talking about Goonies in the physical realm. Like, yeah, I know I probably could call a couple people who whatever, but that's not my nature. I told you that. I have spiritual Goonies. I have spiritual gangsters. I have ancestors. I have spirit guides. I have angels. I have true spiritual friends that support me, that back me, that understand me and respect me, and I have respect for them. And in essence, having respect for them also means that I will not degrade myself in such a manner. And sometimes we are tested as individuals. We are tested. People like to push your buttons. And guess what? They have every right to. Because sometimes them pushing your buttons is you pushing their buttons right back without even realizing it. Sometimes you are the lesson. And the lesson is you. So you have to just remember to play your part. Now, when you're playing your part, you have to always authentically be you. You have to be you. And that is not easy to do because sometimes you don't know who the fuck you are. Facts. Sometimes you don't know who you are. And the only way you're going to get to know who you are is to take the time to sit down and be still and explore you. And that's awesome too because getting to know you, I love this. Getting to know you, getting to know everything about you. Wasn't it? That was Mr. Rogers' name, I think. Getting to know you, something like that. I don't know, but it was a beautiful song, and the song is important because what he's saying is, getting to know you is awesome. It's amazing. It's it's outstanding because you get to fall in love with a part of yourself that you didn't know that was there. And sometimes people reflect back to you who you are to them and how you matter to them and how you show up for them or show up to them, be it good, bad, ugly, or same. Because sometimes you show up to people in a horrible way. Sometimes you are the mirror. Sometimes you reflect back to people things they don't want to see. You know what I mean? And that's important because when you get to know and understand that you are great. You are greatness. I have to turn the camera for this. Like you are greatness. Understand and know the greatness that you are. And the camera's kind of doing sorry. But understand and know your greatness. Understand and know why you are important. Why you were created the way that you were created. God created you a certain way for a reason. You were created that way for a reason. You have to understand and know why you were created that way. There was a reason why you were created the way you were created. Get to know you. Journal. Write things down. I'm turning the camera off here. But yes, journal. Write things down. Listen to yourself. Pray. Paint. Whatever. Dance. Move. Whatever comes to you that helps you express you, that helps you get to know you, that helps you get to experience and explore you, do it. Do it. Let it out. Let it out for you, for your own good. Not for anyone else, not because of anyone else. Let it out for you. Because it is imperative for you to be you at all times. Let it out. Let you out. Let you be free. As you always tell people, go be free. I tell people all the time. I tell a person real quick, go be free. Go be free. Get out my face. Go be free. Go foot around with yourself, please. Go do that somewhere else without me. And so I'll give myself that same advice. Go be free. I have got to stretch me. But that's my message. Get to know you and understand you. for you because you are important. You matter. You do. Like, you matter.